Look, all truthfully, I wanted to stay a New England Patriot. I would have signed a $5 million a year deal to be a slot guy. That's what Kyle Arrington was making kinda at the time. I wanted to be more than him if just because that's where the market was. If they would have signed that to me before the year, I would have took the deal. New England never made a contract offer to me to that point. So that's why I was like, "Hey, they never made an offer." It's been 4 years. I've been in 4 AFC Championship games. I've been in 2 Super Bowls. I played a lot. I'm durable, but for whatever reason, Bill wouldn't extend a contract to me. So I was like, "Okay, this is probably it." I played well that year. I played well in the playoffs. I played well in the Super Bowl. So I knew I had kind of a pot at the end of the rainbow here. And, you know, the night before free agency, my agent gets a call essentially that, "Hey, the Patriots have you on their board. They want to bring you back, but they want to see what you're getting out there in the market. And you're their number one corner on their board," is what my agent told me. Now, I don't know how much of this is truth, but he said, "You're the number one corner on the board because you've been there. And they just want to see what your market is because they don't know what your market's going to be. So if you get an offer, bring it back, and then Bill will decide whether he'll match or not." I'm like, "All right, cool. I get an offer, bring it back, stay a Patriot." I don't know. Less than a day later, they signed Stephon Gilmore to be their number one corner and give him a lot more money than they were ever going to give me. So I was like, that wasn't too truthful, but Gilmore's a beast. Happy for him. I probably knew I wasn't staying in New England anyway. It felt like Bill told my agent a lie, but I don't know. It is what it is. So my market ends up shaping up. It's the Tennessee Titans, Chicago Bears, and New Orleans Saints. They're all giving me kind of the same money. One raises the bid, the next one matches. We go to the third team, they match. We go, we go, we go. They're all trying to give me a 4-year deal. And I wanted a 3-year deal because I was 25, 26. I wanted to get to free agency before I was 30. And back then, a lot of guys weren't taking 3-year deals. Most of those guys were taking 5-year deals. I wanted a 3-year deal to prove myself and get a new deal before 30. I believe it's about getting many contracts before 30. Long story short, I ended up signing with the Titans. I spoke to Jason McCourty, another long-lost McCourty twin, and I said, "Hey, where would I live? What's the town? Franklin, Tennessee, Brentwood. Okay, what's the school district for my daughter? What's it like? What's the team like? What's Mariota like?" And I kind of did my digging like I did before the pro day with Devin. He said, "Man, you'll like it. We're on the up and up. We got this young guy, Derrick Henry, is going to be good. This guy, Mariota, is going to be good." So I was like, okay. So it was sold to me that I was going to get money in a tax-free state and I was going to play with Jason McCourty after I just played with Devin McCourty. So I signed a deal to be a Tennessee Titan for all of those reasons: school, taxes, good team, up and coming. They want to bring Super Bowl champions in to learn how to do it. The day that I signed, the first day was to report whatever. A few months later, a month later for spring OTAs, they cut Jason McCourty. They give me his locker. I got the guy's locker. They asked me if I want to wear his jersey number. I said, heck no. I got my own jersey number. And again, that felt like a lie, but they used Jason McCourty to recruit me to Tennessee, and they ended up cutting my guy the day I got there.
Is that when you realized football is a business? Like you mentioned the 3-year thing, which is genius, and I think more players are finally doing it, more agents are doing it finally. But like, when did you fully realize this league is a business and like you really can't trust anybody?
Yeah, I think with the Bill situation, with never giving me a contract offer, um, and then actually when I did sign to Tennessee, so I signed for 3 years, 30 million. So I told you I would have signed for 5 prior. That's literally all I thought of myself. I would have signed 3 for 15. New England never did it. I have 3 teams giving me $10 million a year. I go with Tennessee because it's tax-free and I know Jason McCourty, and I believe it's a good place to raise my kids. So I signed with Tennessee. When I go to sign with Tennessee, New England calls and goes, "Hold up, hold up, hold up. We want you back." And I'm like, "What do you mean? You have Stephon Gilmore and Malcolm Butler. Where do I fit? You can't pay us all." And they said, "We're going to move Malcolm and we want to bring you back with Gilmore." So I'm like, "What?" So I call Malcolm Butler. I'm like, "Yo, Malcolm, I don't know what's going on over there, but they told me that they want to move you." And this is the start before the Malcolm Butler season when he doesn't play in the Super Bowl. And I honestly don't know the reason, so don't ask me. But it started early. So When I'm about to go sign this $30 million, $10 million a year deal, New England sends a petty, "Hey, we'll give you 14 million for 3 years." And I say, "Come on, man. You know nobody in America is signing for half the salary when 3 other teams wanna give me double. If you make it close, I'll consider." They said, "No, we can't give you more than 15." And I said, "Well, I'm getting 30." And I felt like they did that just so that the PR can be that I chose more money to go elsewhere. And that's not the truth. I gave them every opportunity to come in the ballpark or just come first. They never came first. They came last and they offered me half. So I go to Tennessee. The fans are telling me, "You'll never win again. You're greedy. You chose the money." And that's not it. That's not how the business was handled. So I want to straighten that up. And then when I got to 10 million a year, I told you everything was a 4-year deal. I just wanted 30 in the first 3 years. I wanted 30 in the first 3 years, and then the 4th year would be 6 or 4, and it'd be a 4 for 34, or 4 for 36, or 4 for 38. And then I felt like I would be underpaid that last year. So I told my agent, if we won 30 in the first 3, why don't we just do a 3 for 30? Why do I care about the 4th year? He said, "You're willing to risk that?" I said, "Yeah, I don't need the 4th year. I'll just play well for 2, 3 years and get to the market again." And that's why we decided to cut the 4th year and go with the 3 for 30.